To begin, we are going to start by taking the Nivea Men Post Shave After Balm, and we're going to apply that, making sure to keep rubbing until it becomes tacky. As I always say, since it has glycerin, it allows the foundation and any other product to adhere to the skin. Now, if you tend to have oily skin, a trick is to set your primer where you normally get oily. I get oily in my T-zone, so I just set it with a translucent powder, and then after that, I will apply my foundation. Now, taking the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation, I'm going to apply that with a Real Techniques beauty sponge. It is a little damp, and I'm just going to apply that all over the face. This foundation is probably the best foundation I've ever come across, and it's very full coverage. So it's perfect for those winter and fall months as well. Now on camera, the foundation might look a shade too light. However, in person, it's literally the perfect skin color because it has yellow tone bases, which is perfect for people of the lighter skin complexion because as we know, we have yellow skin tones. Now I'm going to take the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer and I'm going to apply it in triangle shape motions. It basically also highlights and covers up my dark circles. And again, I'm going to blend that out with the Real Techniques beauty sponge. Don't mind me when I'm getting ready. I tend to dance every now and then, so. We are going to take that Airspun translucent powder again and bake under our eyes just to ensure that the concealer does not crease throughout the day, and it also gives the extra needed highlight. Now taking the Ruby Kisses brow pencil, I'm just going to define my eyebrows. I pretty much can keep the same shape that I have, just a little bit more square in the front because I like my eyebrows to be a little bit more full. And then we are going to go in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer and just outline the outsides of it to make sure it's a clean finish for the eyebrows because I definitely need to get my eyebrows done. Now with a fluffy brush, we're just going to wipe off the excess powder that we used to bake and use the rest to set the rest of our face with the same Airspun translucent powder all over. Using the Amrezy palette in the color Caramel, we're just going to take a fluffy blending brush and we're going to use that color as our transition shade and just place it in the crease and just make sure to blend it out. That way it's no harsh lines and you just get a nice little base to start off with. Taking that same palette, we're going to use the shade Morocco. It's like a burnt orange shade. And we're going to go over the same place we put Caramel, just to add a little bit more definition with the same brush as well. Now taking the Morphe 35F palette, we're going to take that warm brown shade. And we're going to use a little, it's not as fluffy as the first brush, but we're going to put that in the outer V area. This just warms up the look. As you know, fall is all about the warm, nice, pretty fall colors. So. Using that same palette, we're going to take those two. It reminds me of like a berry copper shade. And we're going to place that on the lid. I am using a e.l.f. flat shaded brush, and we're going to use those two colors, mix them together to provide a nice lid color, and it gives you that berry fall look. I did want to go a little deeper because I felt like it wasn't as dark as I liked it. So I'm using that deep plum shade from the Amrezy palette, and I'm putting that in my crease as well as the outer V. And the way I'm flicking my brush is to give it that that wing type look so it's not so rounded. Now using that same fluffy brush we started off with, I'm just blending everything together to make sure there's no harsh lines. And I actually went back into that shade Morocco and added a little bit more orange just to bring it out a little bit. Now taking the NYX Velvet Matte Liquid Eyeliner, we're just going to line our eyes. I always do a wing eyeliner. The trick to doing it, as you see, is I'm starting off very slow in a small line. Then I'm flicking my brush up and I'm going to make a triangle type shape and fill the rest of it in. That way you can get the perfect wing eyeliner without going overboard. And then I'll go into the inner corner of my eye and line that as well. Now I'm going to take the Urban Decay Rockstar color and I'm going to line my waterline. This is like a deep plum color, so it goes perfectly with this look since we are using a lot of plums and pinks. Then I'm going to take the brown shade that we used at first, and I'm going to smoke out my bottom lash. It's important to have a balance between your top lid and your bottom lash, so we're going to just smoke that out. I did apply some falsies off camera, and I used the Kiss. They're called the Lily Lashes. Then I'm going to take that black shade from the Amrezy palette, and I wanted to have more dramatic look, so I added some black to the lower lash line to smoke it out some more. Now taking this white highlight shade, it's such a gorgeous color. I'm going to pop that on my eyebrow bone with a flat shaded brush. And then I'm going to go in with like a pointed shaded brush and put that in the inner tear duct just to make my face glow a little bit and have some highlight. Now going in with the LA Colors Contour Palette, I'm just going to begin by warming up my face. I'm using an angled brush, and I'm just applying it where normally the sun hits your face just to give it more of a glow and add some color to our face. Now going in with some mascara, I'm using the Makeup Forever mascara, and I'm just making sure my eyelashes are blended in with my falsies and also to the bottom line. Then I'm going to take the Benefit What's Up highlighter. This is the perfect highlighter base, and I just put it exactly where I like to be highlighted, the tip of my nose, my cupid's bow, and the tops of my cheekbones. Now taking the e.l.f. blush palette, we're going to use that plum pink shade, and we're just going to put it on the apples of our cheeks to add some color back into our face as well. Then taking the MAC Soft and Gentle, I'm just going to set my highlight with that, and it adds an extra glow. As you can see, my highlight is popping. Then I'm going to spray my face with some setting spray. You can't go nowhere without that. Make sure your makeup is intact. Now I wanted to provide two different lip colors. One is a dark purple shade. It's the Wet n Wild Vamp It Up. This will be perfect for the nighttime look, but if you're going to make this look more daytime, you can definitely add a nude color, which will be our next one, and it's called Wet n Wild Bare It All. Either one, it definitely plays it up and it adds that fall vibe, so pick to your choosing.